Hey, that's nice that you are here again. Yeah, me too. I have no choice. I'm locked at Mallorca. I have the impression I'm the only person at Mallorca with a lot of police. So, but I think I'm not alone with this impression. We are really completely locked here and we are very lonely here because we have no tourists for this season of the year. It's really, really strange to have nobody here. It's empty like never before, and also the weather is really strange. In addition, it's actually really cold and wet. So now we have a sunny day, but it's not possible to do the things what I want to do this week outside because it's too windy, even if we have the sun now. But you see, I'm wearing my winter clothes actually because it's anyhow cold. Yeah, many strange things happen here and in the rest of the world. So we don't know when we are open again for the tourists, but I think I can continue to entertain you and I can give you a little insight to Mallorca. I'm your eye to Mallorca, and I can tell you the the, the current weather. So, and if it's again a little bit better, I can show it outside, or if I'm also able to go outside, then of course, then I take you with me. But today we are in my personal art gallery. This is my art and brand gallery. Here you see. You see here, this is the first picture. This is the original painting of the fairy tale of the book. Which is the basic for the own brand collection, for the theme world collection I created 10 years ago. And I introduced you this collection the last week and the week before. Created in Hell and Come to Heaven, and the basic of this collection is the book, and the book has a story, and the painting of the story is this original painting that I did in acrylic. And so you see after it my own brand Claudia Hagn exclusive, and then there is Created in Hell and Come to Heaven. And between this vinyl is these are the single brands I have in a registered form, and I put it on the wall. This is my personal wall of fame, and sometimes or very often it was also my wall of pain. Yeah, but now we all have a kind of pain. We are sitting in hell and hoping heaven, paradise, that we are free again to do whatever we want is coming soon. So yeah, we have to wait. We are in the world between. And so this week I thought, okay, the weather is bad and we had this theme world already in the last weeks. It's the best opportunity now to do a little book reading and to give you a little insight also in the book, that you're knowing what's going on in this book, because I always talked about it and I showed it quickly, but I never was reading. Today I do it, but it's really, really hard, I guess. And I hope you are patient, because it's difficult written already in German. It's in a very complicated German actually already, with a lot of double meanings, because I like to give a space that the people can use their own brain to be inspired to think outside the box. And that's the reason I wrote this story in this way. And also I like to talk sometimes in this way, and actually this is nice, but today I have a problem a little. I have to read it in English, and I can tell you it will be hard for me, because it's a special text, and I hope you are patient with my reading now, and I hope I can read it fluently, that you can really follow me. So let's try. I think I can't try it a lot today, otherwise I'm dying to read it many times. But here, before I start, this is the original book again that you see this, and this is chapter 1, and here you see the little loops. This is the reason is that you can collect chapter by chapter, and you can put it in a folder, and so then you have a whole collection. But if you have only chapter 1, it doesn't matter, because every story is closed in itself. So this is the point. Okay, now I start with my translation, which I have on paper. Okay, it has to be printed in the English way or first. So fasten your seatbelt now. I start. Okay. So be inspired, the foreword. How do we know that we are not already living in hell and the only place left to go is heaven? Or perhaps a visit to hell is necessary to finally find our heaven. Then again, is heaven always heavenly and hell always hellish? Or do they blend together? One can get lost in a lot of deep thoughts. Very often, things are not what they seem. Shouldn't we try to take a closer look so that we can take everything in? In order to do this, we have to let ourselves go and be inspired, reviving the creativity of the past that will then carry us forward and lift us up. We need inspiration and a bit of an awakening, lest we find ourselves in a colorless world. We should go back into the sensitivity of childhood days, when we still loved colors, shapes, and playfulness. In this way, we rediscover the credo of creativity and imagination that we all need so much to make life a little bit of heaven. Created in hell from heaven sent, let yourself go and begin your journey. So, what does it say? It says, for my opinion, adult person have lost their creativity and their all the characters that a child has, all this fun to explore the world or to solve problems. Sometimes people are thinking when they have a problem they can't handle it because it's maybe too difficult, and so before they start to do anything they do nothing, and they're thinking this is impossible to solve the problem. Or if they don't have a problem but they have a goal, they are thinking they can't reach it because it's impossible for them to try it. But this is wrong, and this is the thing that I see in children. They have the creativity and they have the power to explore the world, and they are running and they want to see what happens, even if it's sometimes bad, or if they fall or whatever, they continue to try something because it's important to do it, otherwise they wouldn't learn anything. And a very good example is a child, when it starts to walk for the first time, it will fall many times, but it never gives up. It's not that it's after the third time it thinks, okay, I stay on the floor, I never try it again. No, it will continue, and after a certain time it's able to walk or even to run. And this is what I mean. This is the inspiration of the childhood, what we should have again, to play with the dreams we have and with the goals we have, and sometimes also with the problems, to make our life into a better world, into heaven. And now we also actually have exactly this situation. We have a kind of hell because we have this global lockdown, a situation we never had before in our times on this planet. And we are thinking, what's going on here? We never had this. What can happen? And maybe we are a kind of scared, of course. But we have to keep on going, and we have to see that we can do the best and find our personal paradise in heaven again. Yeah, and this is what I mean, because I think this is a big problem in general of our time. We are very superficial sometimes, and not very appreciative. Um, appreciative, so to have things around us, and we are thinking we have a bad situation, but actually we have a good situation, and only when we lose something we know how much it is worth. And so this is what I want to say in this first forward. And now I start with this book, with the book itself. And yeah, as the reminder, behind me is the painting, so you always can have a look if you don't understand my English text here. Okay, I do my best. The little cat continues to find itself roaming through this often too hot but also fascinating and highly dangerous place. What it believes to be the sky is filled with a scorching red light, which is traversed by dark smoke and flashing lightning. This state is always the same. There is no day and no night. There are only mystical effects that seem to herald the omnious. The smell of sulfur impregnates the hot air, but paradoxically, all of this also conjures up a romantic atmosphere to a certain extent. So it's not so bad, huh? It's true. It's a kind of romantic here behind me. Hell can be good sometimes. It is very difficult to elicit life-giving oxygen atoms from the stuffy atmosphere in order to stay alive. And often the cat feels like its throat is closed and suffocating when it tries to inhale. But it has become used to this ever since it has been wandering around here. And it has already learned to come to terms with how to manage with its strength and energy. You can follow me. By the way, I use the cat because a cat has 9 lives. A cat is used to survive, and the use is curious, and the cat is playful, and that's the reason I took the cat, which is actually staying for the body. So for you and for me, we are all cats, and but we sometimes forgot that we are cats. This is the reason that I took the cat. Okay, I continue. With this skill as its unique power, it creeps on through rough rock that is so hot that it is liquefied in certain places, sometimes bubbling away or suddenly shooting up like huge geysers. If one is not always in full possession of all one's senses, one's fate is quickly sealed. Nevertheless, there are also narrow, hidden paths that make it possible to advance more safely if you have a strong enough will to find them at all. These secret and dangerous paths meander between hot, glowing lava lakes, which appear as if they are just waiting for you to make the wrong step to be caught and burned up in them. The little cat sometimes even wonders if it spots strange and scary grimaces in the hot masses, trying to drive it to madness so it might stray from the path. Ooh. Staying in control of itself, it continues unabated. I can't say this word. Unabated. Until it suddenly encounters a mountain range. Monstrous black mountains, the surfaces of which are repeatedly broken up by large and small lava flows that roll menacingly like life-eating demons into the valley. Drawn in and fascinated by this sight, this stops in order to appreciate it even more. As its gaze moves upwards, it recognizes that dark whirlwinds are rotating over the countless peaks. These spirals are such that the large openings rotate relatively slowly around the summits below each one. The diameters of the funnels narrow towards the top. They spin faster until they disappear into nothingness. In between, massive, trembling flashes of light whip again and again. There must be millions of peaks and spiral winds that the little cat observes. Thunderbolts intermittently underline the impressive scenario. It is completely mesmerized by the energy that it feels. But what is that? Immersed in its thoughts, it is suddenly blinded by a glow. Reacting out of reflex, it takes cover behind a rock. Cautiously, it peeks out from its hiding place and sees that it is a beautiful light that somehow seems comforting. This one, yeah? The cat discovers that this glow is shining down on it from one of the peaks. It appears to be looking for it, calling to it. Irritated, but equally as curious, it moves uneasily back and forth as if the previously safe ground beneath its paws have begun to heat up. It is filled with fear and admiration alike, and it fights with itself. It could cost the little cat its life to succumb to curiosity, but whoever has nothing can lose nothing, and if you don't dare, you don't succeed. Passing back and forth, suddenly, as if pushed forward by a ghost hand, it bounds off in the direction of the mountain. Yeah, I hope my pronouncing was good enough and you understood it more or less good. I did my best. I was reading in the Advantage many times this text, and actually it worked more or less good. But now I had some stops inside, so I'm sorry for this, but I'm only a human, like you, and the cat tries. Okay, I say goodbye. The gallery I show you next time. We don't have this time. Adios. See you soon.